What is this? Dude, yeah, Waffle House is the one where like people, like there have been some notorious fights in freaking Waffle House. Dude, like imagine you're going to Waffle House on a Saturday morning or something with your kids, with your family. You're, you know, you all American, you got 2 kids. You're trying to get your coffee and your hash browns and eggs and all that. And the people are just flinging chairs around. Also, is that actually a woman or is that a trans person?
Because their name is fucking Waffle House.
Okay, next video, Waffle House, the Roman Coliseum of the South.
Actually debated on which channel I was going to upload this video on, because on one hand we're going over a business and the business model that it has, but on the other hand this restaurant is basically the Roman Coliseum of the South, and I'm pretty sure if you eat there enough you actually get a deployment patch from the US military. Regardless, I wore my schnazziest tank top for the occasion.
Oh wow, what?
Today we're talking about Waffle House. Okay, just to be completely clear with everybody, I was pretty sure I was not going to get caught off guard because Waffle House is already absolutely crazy. I started looking into it and then found out that Waffle House is somehow connected to the Manhattan Project from World War II. So they managed to actually surprise me. The story begins with a gentleman by the name of Tom Forkner. This man graduated from law school at 23 years old, passed the bar, and immediately gets drafted in 19...
Dude, it's the military. I'm telling you, man. The military men of the 1900s, just wild. Like, where are the bootstrap stories? Chat, what are you guys making? Where's your fast food chain that I can go visit? Look, I'll go visit, okay? I'll even leave you a 5-star review, Beans. We gotta get out here. My military beans. Even, dude, passing the bar is not easy. You'd think the CPA is hard. The bar is pretty hard too, I heard. Goodness gracious.
In the days leading up to World War II. Because he graduated from college, he's presented with 2 different options. He can A, go straight into officer training, and that's a 3-year commitment, or he can just be a normal draftee and go in as an enlisted soldier, and that is a 1-year commitment. Now you gotta remember, at this point in time, like 1940, while World War II is currently going on, America's not involved yet. The attack on Pearl Harbor has not happened, and prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the American people did not want to go to war. Because of that, Tom Forkner figures, hey, we're not actually going off to war. I don't want to waste 3 years of my time just being in the military, not actually, you know, fighting a war or whatever. So he chooses to be a draftee. Goes into the military as an enlisted soldier, E1 private. From there, goes off to basic training. As soon as he gets through...
Look, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. 1-year commitment, I would honestly choose that too. Because it's like, especially for someone who like studied for the bar to become a lawyer, obviously serving your country is really important. And I'm sure they didn't have much of a choice back then. It was probably, I mean, even now it's probably like pretty strict, but I think it makes sense to just do 1 year. But obviously, you know, if something happens, your life is pretty much on the line. So in ways that are much more dangerous perhaps. So yeah, no, I mean, you study to be a lawyer, then you kind of get drafted. It's like, how quickly can I get out of here?
Basic training, the attack on Pearl Harbor ends up happening. America enters the war. He immediately opts to go into OCS training and commits for 3 years. After he completes the officer training course, he actually gets slotted to be a counterintelligence officer, where he does, and I quote, a lot of top secret stuff.
You see,
oh my gosh. I hate that. I always stop on the worst frames. Dude, that's crazy. Bro was a spy for the government?
my identity must remain mysterious and my mission secret. I cannot reveal it to you.
You can actually tell in the interviews that he gave later on.
Dude, these stories of these men who made these chains, like, I'm just blown away. I did not know there was such deep lore for this.
In his life, like in his 70s, 80s, and 90s, that he's still not sure what he is and what he isn't allowed to talk about. But he did end up telling us that basically it was his job to try to sneak onto military bases, not as military personnel. So he would basically disguise himself as like a painter or a carpenter or whatever, and try to infiltrate a US military base to expose weaknesses within the system to help counteract enemy spies. So he does that for a couple of years, and then one day he ends up getting orders like, hey, you're going to Knoxville, Tennessee. And he's like, okay.
He was sent to Knoxville, Tennessee. I see. Dude, like going from like super FBI to like Waffle House, like owner, millionaire, whatever. I don't know we're not at that part yet, but just amazing. Like, do we still have these kind of stories of like people just going through like the craziest stuff just to kind of end up, you know, doing something that maybe seems like sort of halfway normal, and they just kind of popping off. Like, what is the modern day story? I need to know. I need to know. I'm so intrigued. I want more stories like this.
For what? And they're like, don't fucking worry about it, just show up. So he shows up in Tennessee and he's given his orders, and those orders, I'm paraphrasing here, but they're essentially, hey, here's your partner. You two are gonna hop in that truck and you are gonna drive it from Knoxville, Tennessee to Los Alamos, New Mexico. You guys are gonna dress.
That's a really long drive. Oh my gosh. Dude, honestly, I don't think I could do half the things of whatever this guy did. I don't think I could do it.
Plain clothes. You're not going to look at what's inside the truck. You're not going to talk about what's inside the truck. You're going to take this map and take that exact route. This route avoids every major city and every major highway. You are going to drive straight there 53 hours straight, taking turns sleeping in the passenger seat and not stopping for any reason whatsoever. And he does this for the next year and a half, pretty much nonstop. And then like 20, 30 years after the fact, he finds out that he was actually hauling the majority of the enriched uranium for all of the nuclear testing and the building of nuclear weapons.
Holy smokes. I would be terrified if I had a mission like that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you'd see me. You don't see me out there, chat. Maybe like a chibi version of me with one of those hard hats with the little straps on the side. You guys remember like that SpongeBob episode where Patrick goes to like, I forgot, they went to like Winnie Hut Jr. or something, and they had like that. Wait, no. It was no, it was that episode where they did the fancy dining episode, and he's like, may I take your hand, sir? May I take your hand, sir? I'm gonna be chibi version of Gremlin just running out there with one of those hats in the middle of combat zone. We're delivering the uranium to the aliens in New Mexico, Area 50. What was it, Area 51? We're delivering the uranium. Aliens are real. Grab it down here. Shoot the pew-pews.
Which, as we all know, brings about the end of World War II, at which point he gets out of the military, moves back home to Atlanta, Georgia, starts helping his dad out with his real estate agency. Now, he does that for about 10 years, and during this time, he ends up selling the house right next door to his to another guy by the name of Joe Rogers, and they pretty much become best friends. Joe Rogers was also an Army veteran. He was actually a pilot that flew B-24s in World War II. When Joe got back home after the war, he did not want to go off to college, so he actually just took the first job that he was offered, being a short order cook at a now defunct restaurant chain known as Toddle House. He worked his way up, becoming a restaurant manager, then eventually becoming a regional manager. And then one day, his neighbor and best friend, Tom Forkner, real estate agent, always looking for the next investment, comes to him and is like, hey, I'm thinking about opening up my own restaurant. I can get the real estate deal going on that side. I just wanted to know, like, if I opened up and bought a franchise of Toddle House, would you be willing to run it for me? Now, at this point, it's like 1954, 1955. Joe Rogers has a ton of experience inside the restaurant industry, and he basically tells his best friend, like, hey, don't open a Toddle House. You should start your own thing. Toddle House's business model isn't that great. If you start your own restaurant, I will help you run it. He then goes off on vacation with his family, and by the time he comes back, Tom Forkner has already bought the real estate and comes to Rogers and is like, cool.
It's just like, there's just something about knowing that you put your life on the line, war, and then you come back home and you just, you take your money, you get the support, and you start something new. And I think why I'm really enjoying these stories the most is because, look, you guys know I'm not anyone like big in the sense of like super huge. I don't have like a multi-million-dollar industry where I'm buying like all the VTuber models every year for myself or whatever. But as someone who, in my own little way, started her business when she was, I would say like high school, early college days. Well, actually, no, I think even like, I don't know, as young as middle school, I was like doing art and stuff and always creative. And then when high school came around, I went out there, sold my art every so often. And I think that these stories kind of just remind me of that time when I was young and had a vision for how I wanted my life to go. And I wanted to... $50. Oh, thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
To see your reaction to Fat Electrician, the most gangster politician ever. Cassius Marcellus Clay, please upload it to Yit so I can watch later. Much love.
Well, that'll have to maybe be a react for Saturday if we have time. But going back to my story, when I was younger, like I was saying to you guys, I envisioned my life to be very different than what it is now. I really wanted to go out there and sell my artwork. I don't want to spoil where I went to college because I would absolutely dox myself. But there are some big names I went to it. Anyway. And I was just so motivated, going out there, selling my stuff, went to like smaller conventions and things like that. Thought I had really good ideas, but you know, when you're young and you know, my parents, like, I didn't grow up like money, like I wasn't even middle class, like, you know, low class, like low income household, very low income household, growing up. And it was always just like my dream to be like, I've just always been creative. Like I've always, for years, like I probably have a lot of old drawings at my mom's place of like when I was younger. And if you happen to find me somewhere on the internet, maybe you'll find them. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it was a dream of mine. I think like once I got into college, actually like even late high school, like I was already like making merch of like some of my original art, of which I have some still left over, and maybe in the future I can show you guys some of the older stuff that I've drawn when I was younger, and just so passionate about it, you know, like I really miss that. And just watching this reminds me of those times, and how in college, like I took the plunge during my senior year to just go out there to this place in New York City to sell my artwork with other classmates and, you know, people from all different grades from this like club. So it just, I don't know, it brings tears to my eyes because I was just so passionate about art back then. And I don't know, once I graduated college, realized I wasn't like really that good. Like, sure, I have some cute stuff, but it, you know, cute and what the market wants are two different things. And a lot of people sell fan art, you know, going to convention stuff, like original art, unless you're like a big artist, like I forgot her name. She did the Steam art. Honestly, I forgot her name, and during college I used to follow her like crazy because her art was and it is still pretty good. Unless you're like a big person that's done a lot of work and whatever, it's really hard as an artist, and your stuff has to be like really good. And on top of that, you have to market yourself, do commissions and all that. And as someone who's had to work since like 17, 18, I don't know, man, my college days were like struggling because I had like 2 jobs at one point, and I couldn't go out to conventions all the time to go sell my stuff and really like sit down and practice. But otherwise, I think I would have really liked to have been an artist full time. Probably would have been a V artist or something. I don't know, but this really does, you know, I may not be at that scale that the Waffle House CEO and Little Caesars were, but you know, that's the opportunity we have in America to follow the dream, to work towards these things. So that's a little bit about me.
What's the business we're starting?
Where's Pancake's house?
What?
We stop at Pancake's house.
And within the span of like 6 months, the very first of what is now the legendary restaurant chain of Waffle House opens. And Waffle House is legendary, probably for all the wrong reasons. I mean, even if you've never been to a Waffle House, you've heard about Waffle House because, well, I mean, Kid Rock got in a fight there. You've got Haley Booth, the viral Waffle House.
What is this? Dude, yeah, Waffle House is the one where like people, like there have been some notorious fights in freaking Waffle House. Dude, like imagine you're going to Waffle House on a Saturday morning or something with your kids, with your family. You all American, you got 2 kids. You're trying to get your coffee and your hash browns and eggs and all that. And the people are just flinging chairs around. Also, is that actually a woman or is that a trans person?
Oh my gosh. The last chair bender. There's the entire
Bro, someone throws a chair at me, I don't care if I get fired. I'm gonna grab the pan and my chancla, and you are going down. You are going down, bro.
Reddits and YouTube channels almost exclusively dedicated to all the fights that break out at Waffle House.
Okay, I don't want to be racist, but like, I don't want to be racist. You know what I'm saying, Chant? I don't want to be racist, bro, but like, it's just like, you only see a particular group, like, for the most part in these videos, bro. It's the same group over and over again. It's the BLM types, man. It's crazy. It's freaking insane. And then you get in trouble for pointing that out. That it's just an observation. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at the people throwing the chairs around. Holy moly.
I remember the first time I went to a Waffle House. I stretched first, I grabbed a GoPro, I was ready to yell World Star. Nothing exciting happened. I just had delicious breakfast at like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is probably 99% of people's experiences because despite all of the negative PR, Waffle House makes a ton of money and has an incredible business model. Okay, Waffle House had about $1.4 billion in revenue last year, which is about 650,000.
Oh, we got a raid. Thank you, Raiders. Welcome in. Kick Raiders. God bless you guys. Thank you so much, Ausabi, for the raid. Hope you guys had a good stream. Thank you so much.
$1,000 per location, and when you take into consideration that each Waffle House is absolutely tiny, that's really impressive. Out of their 2,100 tiny Waffle House locations, their yearly stats are 58 million cups of coffee, 124 million waffles, 153 million servings of hash browns, 272 million eggs, which is about 2% of all the eggs consumed in the United States of America, and 85 million strips of bacon. Yes,
Bro, I could. Okay, so I have been to Waffle House before, but in Jersey, these things do not exist as far as I know. Like, we have diners, like Jersey is known for its diners, but man, I wish we had a Waffle House up here. When I went for ReachConf last year, it was so much fun, dude. But I don't want to talk about it too much. I mean, people talked about it, you know, but just to avoid giving too much information. But the hash browns, like, everything else was like kind of, and I'm like, the hash browns are pretty solid. Look, the portions could have been bigger, but that's just a fat person to be speaking, so you can ignore that.
did the math. That is about 8,000 miles worth of bacon.
I worry what you just heard was, give me a lot of bacon.
Wait, I don't remember what show that. Wait, what show was this from? It was not Brady Bunch. Dude, he looks so familiar. This guy's been memed to death. Who was this guy? Chat, I need help. I don't remember his name or what show he's from. Help. Parks and Recs? The Office, Parks and Rec one? Parks and Recreations? Okay. I might, like, I've seen this guy so many times in memes, bro. It's like not even funny at this point.
What I said was, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
So Waffle House is obviously doing something right. What exactly are they doing? Well, it all comes down to their business model and their branding. Now, with the Waffle House branding, all the negative PR about fights always breaking out at Waffle House, in a way, has actually helped them out a ton, because Waffle House, by and large, is pretty much a regional chain. It's primarily down in the South. Yet, Waffle House has become a household name pretty much everywhere in America. You could have never even seen a Waffle House, and you already know Waffle House is open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and they serve breakfast. Why do you know they serve breakfast? And do that with another breakfast.
I love breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. Serving it up, dairies, right? Anyway,
Place.
You guys need to stop me from doing all these SpongeBob references. Can you tell that I love SpongeBob? Can you? Dude, out of the womb, love SpongeBob. That's all I gotta say.
If you're not from there and you don't know what a Denny's or a Perkins or an IHOP is, you have no idea. It's just a restaurant, maybe. Waffle House, they're selling waffles, which means there's like a 99% chance they sell other breakfast food. Fucking sold, I'm in. So already, the branding is absolutely incredible, but here's the true genius of it. Why did they call it Waffle House? Why didn't they call it Breakfast House or Bacon House or Hash Brown House? It's because waffles had the highest profit margin. I cannot stress to you enough how absolutely genius that is, right? Because you don't need to sell breakfast, all right? Everybody's already in on breakfast, okay? I could be blackout drunk at 4 in the morning, and you could ask me.
I thought he said he was gonna say that he's black. You see how the earlier scene had an impact on my psyche? Oops.
Hey, do you want breakfast? I'm coming up like the Undertaker every single time. And then you go, the only thing open right now is Waffle House, okay? I was already sold on breakfast from the get-go, but because Waffle House is where we're going, guess what I'm getting? A motherfucking waffle, and they're making more money. It makes sense that Tom Forkner was a counterintelligence officer, because the man literally said 2 words and has already subconsciously tricked you into ordering the most expensive thing on the menu that makes him the most money. So the branding of Waffle House is both simple and brilliant, and the rest of the business model matches that to a T. Okay, all Waffle Houses are like virtually identical. They're very small. They only seat like 30 people, and you can actually see the cook make.
Dude, yeah, when I walked into the Waffle House on that day with like everyone, I was like, dude, this is so cramped. How are we all gonna fit in here? There's already people here, and there's like at least, 10, 15 of us. I'm like, okay. But it was nice. Like, I really liked the layout. It gave out like diner vibes, like old classic like 1920s diner vibes or something. It was like cool. Like, the food wasn't the best, but it was a fun time. I very much enjoyed the hash browns. For sure.
Making you your food. Now, at a glance, you're just like, oh, they're just going for that like 1950.
And And chat, if you like breakfast, if you like coffee or tea with your morning breakfast at home, and you don't want to go spend money at diner Take two. Sorry. Okay. If you don't want to go to Dino Waffle House in the morning and you make your own breakfast, you're a responsible human being who makes their own breakfast. Why don't you consider getting yourself a Celestium mug today with your... Look, we love waffles. We love Waffle House, but think about it. You wake up on a Saturday morning, your wife, your imaginary wife that if you take your schizo meds, she's going to disappear, makes you a nice scrambled eggs and bacon with pancakes and or waffles, or both. And you wake up and she's got a Celestium mug all ready for you with your favorite coffee. Get your favorite coffee, get your mug. Get your Celestium mug today on celestiumshop.com. It's just $20. And if you're a Twitch sub, Kick sub, YouTube member, you get 20% off. But you got to get the discount code on my Discord. So if you're a bean, make sure to get your Celestium mug. Limited quantities. I think there's like 20. Wait, how much do I have left? I think I have like 20 something left. I don't remember. I didn't check. And they're only available until the end of this month. So you've got 1 week or so to get your mug today. And they'll be back during my 2.0 debut in the next couple months. So if you want to wake up to your favorite pink gremlin looking at you today with that warm coffee that your imaginary wife served you, go pick it up right now. For real, like, just go pick it up. I'll drop you the link. I'll make your life easy. Me and backhanded insults are just too much. I gotta stop. I'm being such a jerk, dude. Go get your bug today. And if you don't get it, I'll bonk you. Anyway, I'll throw in a little something for your troubles. Imaginary, but you're real. But I ain't your wife. Hello. Sit over there. Go get your own wife. Anyway, go buy my mug. Limited quantities. I'm watching.
Drive-through type of a vibe, which they are, but there's way more to it than that. Because the restaurant is so small, the kitchen never has the opportunity to get bogged down, meaning that they're moving tables very, very quickly. So instead of having one kitchen and 100 customers, you've got one kitchen and 30 customers, and you can just turn those tables over 3 times faster, which pretty much guarantees that every customer is going to get exactly what they wanted. Okay, they're not going in there for 5-star dining. They're going in there because they're hungry and they want breakfast, and now they're going to get breakfast really quick in a small setting that doesn't feel like a packed restaurant where they have to wait in line to be seated. And I know what you're thinking. What if one Waffle House just reaches its maximum capacity, right? What if it's just completely full with a line out the door 24/7 every day of the year? Waffle House surely would build a bigger Waffle House, right? No, we're gonna take the same parking lot and right next to that first Waffle House, we're gonna build a second fucking Waffle House, okay? The plan is working, and if it's not broke,
the intensity towards Waffle House in this video is insane. Heck, not even me, bro. Look, all I gotta say is it makes sense that their lines are long. The food may not be the best, but heck, the vibes are good, and they're there, man. They're there.
Don't fix it. Which is one of those things that seems dumb, but is actually brilliant. So obviously speed is key to this business model, and they've done themselves a big favor with their menu because their menu is overwhelmingly simple, okay? It's literally one side of one piece of paper. Okay, the entire menu is comprised of like 10 things. They have waffles, sausage, bacon, ham, eggs, toast, biscuits, gravy, butter, and syrup. Guess how many flavors of syrup they have? 1. It's fucking syrup flavored syrup. The entire menu is simple, exactly how it's supposed to be. Oh, sorry, they have hash browns too. Sorry, 11 things, not 10.
Look, how dare you miss the hash browns, bro. Literally the best part of the whole meal for me is a freaking hash brown. I could care less about the freaking waffles, eggs. Okay, bacon in second place, but like everything else, give me them hashies, bro. I'll take them. Where's your welcome? I mean, we're
Anyways, moving on. Another reason they do so good is they actually might be the best fast food chain when it comes to taking care of their employees. They pay them higher than average, they have super flexible schedules, and they're one of, if not the only fast food chain that actually offers all their employees healthcare and dental insurance. Okay.
Wow, look at that. And the response. Look, this may not be as heartwarming of a story as the last one, but heck, any business that treats their employees well, big thumbs up in my book.
And I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, but really, how good are they actually treating the Waffle House employees? I got the one stat that's everything you need to know, okay? Waffle House treats their employees so well that employees are willing to commute into a natural disaster to work at a different Waffle House when the occasion.
That's crazy. See, that's real dedication right there. See, if you treat your workers well, they'll show up, you know? Not like these other garbage fast food chains. Domino's.
Occasion arises. Yeah, Waffle House is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they fucking mean it, okay? Whenever there's like a hurricane coming or some type of impending natural disaster, Waffle House organizes what they call a jump team, a bunch of Waffle House employees from a different region that's gonna be unaffected because they know that their local employees are gonna be busy taking care of their own family and their own houses during a hurricane, so they bring in teams from outside the region to work inside of a natural fucking disaster, and they're willing to do it.
I never said thank you.
What does that mean? Wait, does anybody know where that's from? Where is this from? Wait, that's
You'll never have to.
Okay, McDonald's can barely get.
what the heck? No way, bro. Okay, chat, but like real talk. Dark Knight Nairier. Right answers only.
Their employees to show up on a good day, and Waffle House has employees volunteering to commute into a fucking hurricane to make breakfast. And this is the most impressive part of the business because Waffle House has the best logistics and preparedness of any company I've ever seen ever. The only entity that beats them in logistical capacity is the United States military. Waffle House is literally ready for absolutely anything. Every single Waffle House has the playbook inside of it that details exactly how the staff is supposed to handle literally any type of emergency or situation that could possibly arise. And if for some reason the situation comes across that isn't in that playbook, after it happens, they immediately add it to the playbook. It covers tornadoes.
Dude, so I'm really curious to know what it is that they wrote about people, you know, fighting in the Waffle House and throwing chairs. Like, what do you do in the really ghetto neighborhoods, bro? What's the playbook there?
Those hurricanes, floods, a hole in the roof from a branch falling, a car driving into the restaurant. You can drive a car into Waffle House and they're still planning on staying open. The playbook even...
Well, chat, I know what we're doing with our free time. We're gonna go into the Waffle House with their cars. Nuts. Absolute nuts, man. I'm down for that. Who's got the Ferrari? We're running into this Waffle House.
It has detailed plans for every type of disaster for what the local employees, while they're not working, should go home and do to make sure that their house and their family are safe as well. Every single Waffle House has a backup generator. The stovetop, it runs on propane, and they have a bunch of extra
They don't look. King of the Hill. Get your wait. What is it that Hake says for propane? I can't hit that reference like the SpongeBob references. Just pretend that I used the King of the Hill reference here. We're throwing references out today.
Propane tanks on hand. Flashlights, candles, batteries, backup water. They have a special menu of what they're able to serve when the water is out and they're running on reserve water. When a Waffle House location is going to be in a disaster area, that Waffle House stocks up on extra food, and then all of the neighboring locations in the unaffected area also stock up and stage food there to get them more food when they need it. If Waffle House is a standing structure, those motherfuckers are serving breakfast come hell or high water.
I'm not leaving. I'm not
Okay, that's Wolf of Wall Street, I'm pretty sure.
leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
Waffle House is so good at this that FEMA uses them to gauge how bad natural disasters really are. Yeah,
There's no way. Dude, if that's true, I'm not gonna lie. That's a based way. Go get yourself a waffle while you're at it.
FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency,
Also, FEMA sucks. That's all I gotta say. FEMA's lame, and I don't care if they're watching. You guys suck, and you deserve to be shut down. Or at least remove everybody in charge. Absolute joke. Like, you guys remember that hurricane and that happened, or tornado or whatever that happened in North Carolina, like, what, 2 years ago? Absolutely insane. I'm just like, can't stand these people, man. Actual dumpster fire. Why are we giving them money again?
uses the Waffle House Index to gauge how bad a disaster is. Okay, green, Waffle House is running as normal. Yellow, Waffle House is using the backup generator or having to use an altered menu. Red, Waffle House is closed. People are probably already fucking dead by that point. Waffle House is literally the Terminator of the fast food industry.
That's insane, dude. Oh my gosh. It's like watching the horoscope for that day. But it's with Waffle House instead to see if we're gonna be dead or not. Oh my gosh.
Okay, the fact that the federal government, probably the most powerful entity on the planet, maybe ever, looks at a chain of restaurants and is like, man, if Waffle House is closed, we need to mobilize the National Guard is fucking crazy. Now, maybe you guys are thinking the same thing I was at this point in my research, and I'm like, man, I need to invest in this company. I need to see if I can open up my own Waffle House franchise. This company's awesome. And this is where the bad news comes in. I mean, technically you can franchise a Waffle House, but most of us probably can't. The company is privately owned. It's not on the stock market. It's still owned by the families of the original two founders. And while they do allow franchises, they are super picky about who they let buy in to have a—
That's smart. I mean, look, food quality in general has gone down. You know, the frogs are gay, the water is poisoned, we're drinking the hallucinogens. We're just cooked, man. But still, Waffle House, still pretty based, not gonna lie. So look, the food quality may not be the best, but the vibes are still there. And I'm glad that they're still privately owned, because we don't need a bricks and minifigs, do we? Do we need a bricks? I don't know. You guys remember that bricks and minifigs situation?
franchise, and they make it very, very expensive to buy in to make sure this is actually what you want. And while that is unfortunate, I think it's actually kind of awesome. It's a company that actually has morals and cares about their image more than they care about next quarter's profits, okay? It's a company that has committed themselves to making breakfast under any circumstances, and they're gonna see that through till the very end, even though they could probably make way more money by just selling franchises and letting whoever the fuck throw up a Waffle House. And now for the fairy tale ending, Joe and Tom worked together as best friends for 62 years.
Yo, God bless our veterans, bro. Thank you for all the military people in the chat. You guys are amazing. And it's good to see that. This picture, brother. Goofy smile.
Years to build Waffle House into what it is today. They both passed away at the ages of 97 and 98, and now Waffle House and their legacy lives on as that company is still being operated by their kids, and that is the American dream. Get together with one of your best friends, pick a goal, even if it's something as simple as serving breakfast to people, and never let anything get in between you and achieving your goal, even hurricanes and floods and natural disasters, apparently. Work with your best buddy for 62 years straight, and then die together and hand it off to your kids.
Hey, man. That's a pretty awesome success story if you ask me.
In conclusion, Waffle House is the most American company ever, and that's why I love it. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at the Fat Electrician.
Look, not only is there a really awesome story behind this one, dude, pretty solid food. You know, I'd walk into Waffle House. Now, some of you in chat are kind of deranged because you say that the only reason you'd go to Waffle House is to go at 1 a.m. to see someone start a fight. I'm just like, can I just be there for the food, man, and the vibes? I'm just here for the vibes, man.
.com, quack bang out. Just two homies that dedicated their life to serving my drunk ass breakfast at 3 a.m. I'm gonna get teary-eyed next time I go to a Waffle House.
I think that's a good reason to get like teary-eyed. I'm not gonna lie. That was so cool, man. like imagine going for like getting enlisted into the military, then being like pretty much a psyop, well maybe not psyop, but like a fed basically, and then starting your own food chain, be really successful, and then having something that you can pass off to your kids. I think that's a pretty darn good story if you ask me. I'm very impressed, very impressive. Yeah, very good. I like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the react as well.